Welcome to Biography with Plutarch, where we delve into the lives of remarkable individuals, seeking to understand the complexities of human character and the timeless lessons that can be gleaned from their experiences. Today, we turn our attention to the fascinating life of Tennessee Williams, one of the most celebrated playwrights of the 20th century. Known for his poignant and often provocative works, such as A Streetcar Named Desire and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Tennessee Williams left an indelible mark on American literature. But before he became a household name, Williams lived a life marked by both turmoil and transformation, shaped by the people, places, and events of his early years. Tennessee Williams was born Thomas Lanier Williams III on March 26, 1911, in Columbus, Mississippi, a city nestled in the heart of the American South. The humid, languid atmosphere of the region would later influence the rich atmospheric settings of his plays. The youngest of 3 children, Williams grew up in a family that was both close-knit and fraught with tension. His father, Cornelius Coffin Williams, was a shoe salesman whose itinerant lifestyle often kept him away from home, while his mother, Edwina Dakin Williams, was a homemaker who would later become a significant influence on her son's writing. The family's early years were marked by frequent moves, as Cornelius pursued various business opportunities across the South. In 1918, they relocated to St. Louis, Missouri, where Tennessee's grandfather, Walter E. Dakin, served as an Episcopal priest. This exposure to the clergy and the church would later shape Williams' spiritual and philosophical views. The family eventually settled in University City, a suburb of St. Louis, where Tennessee spent most of his childhood. He attended Soldan High School, where he developed a passion for writing and began to hone his craft. The early 1920s were a formative period for Williams, marked by both personal struggles and artistic growth. His father's frequent absences and his parents' strained relationship created a sense of instability, which would later influence the themes of family dysfunction in his plays. Despite these challenges, Tennessee found solace in writing, encouraged by his mother, who recognized his talent and nurtured his creative pursuits. In 1929, Williams enrolled at the University of Missouri, where he studied journalism and began to develop his writing skills. However, he soon became disenchanted with the program and transferred to Washington University in St. Louis, where he studied playwriting and literature. This period marked a significant turning point in Williams's life, as he began to explore his passion for theater and develop his unique voice as a playwright. The Great Depression, which ravaged the American economy during this time, had a profound impact on Williams' worldview, shaping his concerns about social justice and human vulnerability. He witnessed firsthand the struggles of those affected by the economic downturn, including his own family, who faced financial difficulties during this period. These experiences would later inform his portrayal of characters struggling with poverty, loneliness, and desperation in his plays. As we explore the early life of Tennessee Williams, we see the outlines of a complex and sensitive individual shaped by the intersecting forces of family, culture, and historical context. The experiences of his childhood and adolescence, marked by both turmoil and creativity, laid the groundwork for his future success as a playwright. His exposure to the clergy, his parents' strained relationship, and the economic hardships of the Great Depression all contributed to the rich tapestry of his life, foreshadowing the themes and characters that would later populate his iconic works. The 1940s marked a pivotal period in Williams's life, as he transitioned from a struggling writer to a critically acclaimed playwright. In 1944, his play, The Glass Menagerie, premiered at the Playhouse Theater in New York City, earning widespread critical acclaim and establishing Williams as a major force in American theater. This semi-autobiographical work, which explores the complex relationships within a dysfunctional family, was deeply personal for Williams, drawing on his own experiences, growing up with a domineering mother and an absent father. The success of The Glass Menagerie was soon followed by another groundbreaking play, A Streetcar Named Desire, which premiered in 1947. Throughout the 1950s, Williams continued to produce some of his most iconic works, including The Rose Tattoo and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. These plays, which explored themes of love, desire, and the fragility of human relationships, solidified Williams' position as one of the leading playwrights of his generation. His work was marked by a deep empathy for his characters, as well as a willingness to confront the darker aspects of human nature. One of the key factors that contributed to Williams's success during this period was his ability to tap into the cultural zeitgeist of post-war America. His plays often explored the tensions and anxieties of a society in flux, grappling with issues such as social conformity, sexual repression, and the decline of traditional values. At the same time, Williams's work was characterized by a deep sense of humanity and compassion, which resonated with audiences seeking to understand themselves and their place in the world. Williams's personal life during this period was also marked by significant events and relationships. In 1948, he met Frank Merlo, a young Sicilian-American man who would become his partner for the next 14 years. This relationship, which was marked by both passion and turmoil, had a profound impact on Williams' writing, influencing some of his most iconic works, including The Rose Tattoo and Suddenly Last Summer. His plays reflect the anxieties and uncertainties of a society in transition, as well as the deep-seated desires and fears that have always defined human existence. The 1960s marked a period of significant change and upheaval for Williams, both personally and professionally. His relationship with Frank Merlo, which had been a source of inspiration and support for many years, came to an end with Merlo's death from lung cancer in 1963. This devastating loss had a profound impact on Williams, who struggled to come to terms with the void left by his partner's passing. As he navigated this difficult period, Williams found solace in his work, pouring his emotions into plays such as The Milk Train Doesn't Stop Here Anymore and The Two-Character Play. Despite the challenges he faced, Williams continued to produce innovative and thought-provoking work, often experimenting with new forms and styles. His play, In the Bar of a Tokyo Hotel, which premiered in 1969, is a notable example of this experimentation, featuring a non-linear narrative and a blend of realism and surrealism. This willingness to take risks and push boundaries was characteristic of Williams's approach to his craft, and it helped to ensure that his work remained fresh and relevant even as the theatrical landscape around him continued to evolve. One of the key factors that contributed to Williams's enduring success during this period was his ability to adapt to changing audience tastes and preferences. As the 1960s gave way to the 1970s, Williams found himself responding to the growing interest in more experimental and avant-garde forms of theater. His play, Small Craft Warnings, which premiered in 1972, is a notable example of this trend, featuring a non-traditional narrative structure and a focus on themes such as alienation and disconnection. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Williams continued to produce new work, often exploring themes related to aging, mortality, and the search for meaning in a chaotic world. His play, A House Not Meant to Stand, which premiered in 1982, is a powerful example of this trend, featuring a complex web of characters struggling to come to terms with their own fragility and impermanence. This work, like much of Williams's later output, was marked by a deep sense of introspection and self-awareness, as well as a willingness to confront the darker aspects of human nature. His plays reflect the anxieties and uncertainties of a society in transition, as well as the deep-seated desires and fears that have always defined human existence. As Williams himself once noted, "We're all sentenced to solitary confinement inside our own skins," a sentiment that captures the essence of his work and its enduring relevance to audiences today. His unique blend of poetic language, complex characters, and unflinching exploration of the human condition has inspired generations of writers, actors, and directors, ensuring that his impact on American theater will be felt for years to come. That's all for today's biography with Plutarch. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that understanding the lives of remarkable individuals helps us better understand ourselves.